Hello, Thrawn here. Gonna do a review of the first episode of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Now, here's the thing. I have this rule. It is concrete. I never break it. I give every single show 3 episodes. This is the first one. This is the pilot. Now, I've seen other people do reviews of this, and I think they make the mistake of, as soon as they finish watching the episode, they go straight for it, for a review. It goes straight for a review. Well, it's about 12 o'clock, 5 minutes to 12 here. The episode aired at 8 o'clock. I took an hour to about an hour and a half, or however long, and I just watched it again, fast forwarding through the adverts, of course. I have got to say, the show is not what people say it is. People are saying it's CSI Marvel. That is a load of bullshit. I have seen people say it's CSI Marvel. Well, no, it isn't. Let's get that little thing out of our heads. It's produced by Joss Whedon. He's the executive producer of it, and it shows. It really does, because there is comedy in there, which is good. CSI is just dull. The filming, which I completely lost my train of thought there. Joss Whedon directed this episode, so yeah, very good filming. The cinematography was great. Visual effects, apart from one scene, which I'll get to that, were brilliant. Acting across, not quite across the board, was alright. Was very good. I'm not saying it's film standard. I'm not saying it's bullshit, but it was a good standard of acting. Hang on, give me a second. Where are we? Clark Gregg, who plays Agent Coulson, he deserves props, because he brings Agent Coulson out. He's more... In the films, Agent Coulson was always a fan favourite in the Marvel films, and you get to learn more about Agent Coulson's personality, and it's hilarious. Now, there is, who else is there? Fitz, there's Ward. Agent Ward, he is sort of the muscle, if you can say that, of the show. He's sort of the Casey, if you've ever watched Chuck. He's more of the Casey, by the book kind of a guy. There is Fitzhugh, or is it? No, wait a minute. What is it? Fitzward, and yeah, there's a problem there. Fitzward is basically two people, Fitz and Ward, who's the biochem. The male one, Fitz, I think. They gotta watch it with him. I know this is the pilot episode, and it might not keep going like this, but they gotta watch it, because I think he could become the most annoying character of the show. And Skylar, she is brought into the team outside of S.H.I.E.L.D. Is a very clever character. Now, people have been saying that Skylar is a bit of a tin foil hat kind of character. No. That's what you should think she is. But I know what Joss Whedon's doing. He's writing the episodes, by the way. Joss Whedon's writing the episodes, and I know what he's doing with Skylar. Or is it Sky or Skylar? No, it's Sky. Yeah, I know what he's doing with Sky, and I like it. I really do. I really do like it. Sky is supposed to be our way in. She will ask the questions that... Well, I don't know. She could be the one to ask the questions that we would ask. It's like, well, what the hell's that? It's more for the non-comic readers, I think, that Sky is there. There's... Who else is there? There's Melinda May. Yeah. If you're not a fan of the comics, which I'm not, apparently she's a big deal. Good actress who plays her. Very good actress. I've seen her in other things and she did well. We don't know much about the character. She just drives the bus at the moment. So what do I think about the episode? Writing was brilliant. It was very well written. There was nothing I could poke a hole at. The only thing I'd say with visual effects was when what's his name? When Agent Ward stepped onto a rope for a helicopter, it was very obvious after a few feet. They should have cut it early, because after a while you sort of notice and it's like, yeah, that's just a computer image, and it is really bad. I don't know how they let that through. But it is a TV series, so I've got to give them some slack. The other computer stuff that they did in the episode was very well done. And they did something clever here. They did what CSI can't seem to understand that it needs to do. CSI needs to basically say how they did their science and basically work it out. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. doesn't need to even go anywhere near it. Doesn't even need to touch it. It's the same thing that CSI does. NCIS. It doesn't need to touch on the science as much as CSI or any of the CSIs. It's going down that road of basically you're in it for the characters, and that's good. I've got to say, Agent Coulson is basically a Gibbs, Leroy Jethro Gibbs from NCIS. He's less harsh he's a lot less harsher than Gibbs, but he has got a better sense of humour. People are saying this is going to be NCIS, CSI Marvel. Bull crap. It's going to be Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. NCIS division, because it really works well. It's got the characters. Okay, we've only just been introduced to them. It works well, and you can spot your favourites from a mile off. The male tech is not one of my favourites. Skylar is, the Agent Ward is, Melinda May might become one of my favourites, but it's the female biochem is not bad. I've got to say, it's going to be one of those baddies of the week sort of shows, but also it's left trails, if you see what I mean. There's questions about things that aren't answered fully. You get to know a tiny smidgen about how Coulson survived, and it sort of goes, you sort of go, ooh, I better watch the rest of the series. And yeah, I am going to watch the rest of the series at the moment. I'm going to watch the rest of the series. The pilot is one of the best I've ever seen. It comes second only to the Chuck pilot, which Chuck pilot's more comical. For a show that isn't as comical as Chuck, but still, it's sort of, it's in between Chuck and NCIS, if you see what I mean. If you can get that sort of comparison, it's less, it's got the comedy, but it's not going full comedy and it's not going full serious. Which I think, if it went either way, it would fail. But as it's going straight down the middle, it should succeed. This, the Agents of Marvel Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. should succeed. Yeah, I really do think that you've probably, if you're seeing a review of this, you've probably already seen it. But if you haven't seen the episode, oh my god, you missed out. It's going to be a show I'm going to PVR. This is the thing. It's going to be something that, come the third episode, I'll do vlogs for each episode, but I'm not 50-50, I'm 60-40. And the 60's in S.H.I.E.L.D's favour, in the show's favour. And yeah, it's gonna be good if they can keep, if they don't screw it up. And it's been written by Joss Whedon, so I doubt they're going to screw it up. People, I've seen reviews from one of my favourite people on YouTube who says is that she's not going to watch it, and it's like, yeah, no, I think you're missing out there. It's Comic Book Girl 19. She said she's not going to watch it, and I think she sort of missed the point. She was more thinking, she wasn't looking at the story, she was looking how the TV, how it was made TV wise, and for a pilot you can't do that. You can never look at a pilot as how the series is going to be. 3 episodes down, look at all 3 of the episodes, you are going to see a change from episode 1, 2 to 3. I'd say 5 at a max to be sure that you've got a good show, but there is going to be a movement from the pilot onwards. There is going to be a change. There was with Chuck, there has been a change with every single show that I like. From Star Trek The Next Generation, there was a change. The pilot was awful. I don't care what anybody says, the pilot was a pile of junk. It moved on, it got better. I'm glad it did. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. looks like it's going to do well. In my view, but I have a funny feeling people are going to regret if they don't like this, because they're going to sort of go, if you've watched it and thought, oh, it's not that good, don't give up hope on it. I'm telling you, don't give up hope on it. I haven't seen the next episode. It's the Friday this launched. Just don't give up hope on it, because I have a feeling it's going to get... There's going to be a change. There is going to be a shift one way or another. There are questions as well from that are in the pilot that are going to span through a season or maybe even the series, and it's going to be an interesting show to watch. I'd like to see the viewing figures for the UK. They say there's tons of viewing. The viewing figures have been high for the US, which I'm not surprised. I want to see people say, I really don't like looking at the viewing figures for pilots. They don't show jack. Because if they're a good show, and if the show has got enough publicity, there'll be a lot of people interested in the pilot. It's the second episode that I want to see the viewing figures from the US. If they're down, I'm not... I don't know. We'll see. I think the viewing figures for the UK are going to be good. No doubt about it. I'd say watch it. I really would watch this show. Out of 10 for the pilot, 8.9. Now I know that's just to nearly a 9 out of 10, but there are some things that are just not quite there, and if you've seen the episode, you know what I'm talking about, but don't get swayed by social media, people saying that the show is rubbish. Judge for yourself after 3 episodes, 3 to 5. If you end up watching episode 4 and 5 and are still wondering, after episode 5, and if you're still watching at episode 5, you know it's a good show. If you sort of look at the time and go, it's 8 o'clock, and then it's like, oh, I missed Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. An hour later, and it's like, I'll catch a repeat. I have a funny feeling this show is not going to survive, but if you're a diehard fan, after 5 episodes, it will. Who is it? Clark Gregg. Wait a minute. Yeah, Clark Gregg, who plays Agent Coulson, is going to be the heart of this show. He's going to be the fan favourite of the show. This is going to be the reason why people watch. The others are going to do well as well. There's only one character I hate so far, but this is a pilot, so hey ho. Thank you for watching. This is going to be posted by tomorrow morning. It's going to be Saturday's content for you guys. Yeah, I'd say give it a watch. Its pilot was good. We'll see how it goes. Let me just... Bye.